This video is probably number 3. It's just another Crucible match right after the one from before. In the last match, we didn't do so well, which is okay. It doesn't mean really much. If I'm consistently being scored number 5 or lower ranked, then I would take that more seriously or just keep an eye for a chance at improvement. But I usually end up in the top 3. You know, that's fine, so it's not an issue. And at the end of the day, it's just a scoreboard. It doesn't really capture your potential or actual PvP experience. You have to keep that in mind. It only looks at certain indicators. It doesn't look at how often you communicated. The scoreboard doesn't look at how often you helped out a team. Well, I guess it does if you count assists, but there's a lot that it doesn't track, right? Or at least that it doesn't express or show. I think we're back in Meltdown. This was the first map that I played in this series of videos, so you'll see a lot of familiar points. Again, play the objective, straight to C, cap it, emo. I really like these stairs. Probably won't stop talking about them, but I think they just give you a good vantage point for... Hold on, let me get rid of that. Oh shit, I'm being chased. It gives you a lot of opportunity to control the entrance and see across the map in the inside area. We're losing C right away, which means we're going to be spawning on A. And B is right now the hotspot, so I'm going to go get some points and help our team. I don't like to be alone. I don't like to push alone. So I'm going to play with my team. Jump up. I'm going to grab some green. We know they're capping B. We see one upstairs. Took one down. They're -1 right now for a few seconds. They're probably spawning right now. Yep. -1 again. Getting my health back. Keep an eye on teammates' health. See how well they're doing up in that spot. And then we can push. Now, I took a quick peek at the radar as I was getting my health, since there's not much I can do. Or not much that I want to do when I'm getting my health back. So I saw that we are getting pushed from the door. I'm going to use my ability to block that. That's one. We know they can't easily come through the steps. I take it back. They can easily come through the steps. But we have a shotgun and we can control this staircase. Controlling these type of choke points is huge, because it forces the enemy to challenge areas where the whole team's looking at. Again, controlling these, like, you know, tight spaces in this type of game mode is huge, because we deny the enemy team the ability to flank us or covertly come to our front lines. We're going to slide to get some points. Didn't get them, but we at least got some special. I'm going to keep moving with my team. It's one, -1. Reloading, getting my health back, looking at these two. I got naded. There's a rocket. And that was a very odd situation. You know, many players probably like, what the fuck, spawn points suck. And they do, but something to keep in mind is that if your whole team is capping the zone, if you see all those names bunched up and you're the only one on the side of the map, then you can expect that to happen. Once you start paying attention to... Sorry, one second. Once you start paying attention to where your team is and how many teammates are in an area, you get to predict where the spawn points will be. So we know they're putting +1. I was going to say, we know they're coming up the steps. There's going to be battle here. Reloading, jumping up. No one pushing. I got some ammo. Right now, I am not looking at my radar because I know that wherever I turn, there's going to be an enemy. So this is an opportunity for me to just slay out. I want to cap that zone, but I also want to help my teammate. So what I like to do is I like to keep close to the zone, jump on these upper, I guess, bridges, and, you know, put in a couple shots, jump back in, get my health back, and as I'm getting my health back, I'm also capping the objective, and you're both being useful, but also taking care of yourself. So this guy, what really should have done is, you know, gone back to cover. They did dodge, but they dodged in the wrong direction. They should have dodged left, and I would have been able to cover them, right? And so just being aware of where your team is and how you can help them, and how they can help you as well. Let's just do this to this guy. Will just make you a more efficient player over time. Here, I'm going to push with OB. We know they're here. You know, I hate these warlocks. I'm just going to keep punching them. And I usually wouldn't recommend flipping spawns, but this is zone control. So there, I just let my teammate do the work. I knew I'd put in a couple shots into this guy, and I just took cover. Like, if he pushed me on this side, I would have punched him. But luckily, teammate was able to capitalize on that and just kill him for me. I'm gonna crouch here, let teammates do their work. Yep. I'm getting my health back. And now I'm hearing some Midas as well on the enemy team, which I wasn't hearing before. That just lets me know that some of their teammates decided to change their loadout, change their playstyle. Which means that there's a higher chance that they're going to push these long lanes. Which means I'm going to be playing a bigger role in defeating enemies. Oh, fuck. Teammate popped super. We're going to help him out. We don't want him to go alone and get shit on. Which he did, but there's 3 of them, so I'm going to back up. So we know there's at least like 1 or 2 down the this lane right here. So I don't want to push out, but I do want to have my shotgun ready in case they start sliding in like that guy just did. We know they just capped A, so they're going to be spawning on A. You hear a super and you have no teammates, I'm going to run. I can hear him chasing me, so I'm going to jump up and jump this way. And thankfully, my teammates were smart enough and competent enough to take down a super. Not many players can do that just because, you know, they get scared or they're intimidated by the flashy moves and the ability to one-hit kill. But when you start shooting at a super along with your teammates, that super becomes a... Oh my god, that was weird. A disadvantage. So I'm getting crossbowed. I felt that coming. By the second shot, I decided to leave. And I used my melee to get away and get back to my team. So we know this guy's floating around. They're going to go chase him. I'm going to jump up here and give him some cover. There's probably someone here. Yep. Down the street. 1. Looking around because that guy got killed by hand cannon. Invis coming up the steps. 2. Reloading. Shotgun out. Sliding out. Getting ammo. I see that getting capped. I'm going to do this. Probably going to get about no one. But at least we got him out of the zone. It would have been cool to get at least one person, but You know, sometimes these things happen, and that's okay. You just acknowledge it, move on. Think about how you can improve next time. Maybe aim for one person instead of the whole group. Another thing, as I was thinking about that super play, was how I popped it maybe too early. That gave them enough time to react and reposition, which they all did. You notice there was like 2 above the ceiling, like over there, and that flag over there. Oh, good shot. And they all just abandoned the point. So if you're going to pop a super, think about how the enemy will react so that you don't end up wasting it. In a zone control match, again, it doesn't matter as much. But let's say you're playing Trials or 3v3, that would have been a really bad move for you. Let's look at the scoreboard, give out some commendations. And we're at the top. We're going to give OB best dressed, Anakin player, and Jugs best balanced. And again, this doesn't mean much unless you make it mean something, and this just means that I got, you know, these opponents defeated, zones captured. I think this guy was MVP just because of the zones capture. Like, he played the objective. They played the objective. I was somewhat playing the objective, but I was also chasing the kill. Which isn't a bad thing, again. It's not a bad thing to chase the kill, but it is zone control. Maybe I can cut that part out. I don't think people need to hear that.